So we have this question, find k length substring with no repeated characters, and what it actually means is we are provided with the my bad. We are provided with a string, okay? This is the string, and we are provided with a number. For example, here k with the integer basically, and we have to find non-repeating string. Non-repeating means no digit or no word should be repeating in that string, and the length of that string should be 5. So we have to find number of substrings in this whole string of length k, of length 6, of length 5, sorry, of length 5 with no repeated characters. So if we'll see what we'll have, we have H, A, V, E, and F. Okay, so if you'll see the total length is 5, which should be 5, which should be k basically. So the total length is k, H, A, V, E, F, and there is no repeating character. So our count goes up to 1. That okay, we found our string. Now we'll change to just a second. Yep. Now we'll change to A, V, E, F, and U, because this is a next substring, and this is also of size 5 and with no repeated character. So our count goes up. Now our count is equals to 2. Our count is equals to 2. Again, we'll move forward. We'll move forward with V, E, F, U, N. V, E, F, U, N. This is 4, and O also. This is 4. No, that was 5. That was 5. My bad. So our new string is V, E, F, U, N, and with no repeating characters, and the length is 5. So again, the count goes up. Count will be 2 plus 1 equals to 3. Now we'll consider next string. So that's how like we have to move, and as soon as we encounter any repeating characters, for example, in this string N, L, E, E, T, C, this E is repeating, these E's are repeating, so we will not consider this substring. So doing this, we'll have 6 different substrings like HEF, AVEF, and you can see yourself ETCOD. One more thing, these are substrings, these are not subsequences, these are substrings and not subsequences. So, sorry, substrings are contiguous. Like this should be continuous if we are having this word na, HAVEFUN. So we cannot take a string like N, then we'll take E, A. We cannot jumble it, okay? We have to go in a sequence. For example, if you have considered this, you will consider the next forward string. You will not consider the backward, or you will not consider from the middle, okay? So that's how we'll work. Now let's jump on to the solution. Give me a moment. Let's jump on to the solution. How will we deriving the solution? Solution is kind of simple. You'll get to know how. Just imagine this. Yep, imagine this. You have first of all, let me tell you that I'm not using sliding window here. I'm not using sliding window, but the approach which I'm using is similar to sliding window. The approach is very simple. What we'll do, we'll take a string of length 5. Okay, we'll take a string of length 5, and every character in that string will be stored in a frequency array. So if you don't know what a frequency array is or what hashing is, just get it done first, because that is the base. So we have stored our frequency array. So the frequency of our first word is 1, A is also 1, frequency of A is also 1, frequency of V is 1, frequency of E and frequency of F is 1. Basically, in our substring should be of size k. So in our substring, the frequency of each element is 1. If this is true, then we have our substring which validates our given parameter, and we have found our answer. We have found one of our substrings, and we have to return total number of substrings. Okay, so this was one of the first string. Now what we'll do, once we have found that uh, once we have found that our substring is correct, we'll shift forward basically. I'll tell you, we'll start from this letter I equals to j, I equals to 0, and we'll count I plus k total letters. So I plus k, 0 plus 5 will be 5. So we'll go like 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Less than 5, obviously. So we'll have our HAVEF string, and we'll check for the you know, single element. If all elements are single, if the frequency is single for each element, we'll just increase the count and we'll move forward. How we will move sorry, how we will move forward, we'll change this I to 1. I will be 1 now, and I plus k 1 plus 5 will be equals to 6, which we will have our new string a v e f u and n. So that's of size 5, and again we'll create a frequency array. Again we'll create not h, we'll take a v e f u and n. Will create a, frequency array. This is 1, this is 1, and this is, just a second, how they are 6? No, they should not be 6, they should be 5 only, my bad. They are 5, yeah. So we'll create a frequency array, and in that frequency array we'll see that again each element is only repeated once. Basically the frequency is 1. So again this is our substring which we required. Okay, so the count will go up. I'll just write the count here. So our count is currently 2. Then we'll move forward, and we'll move forward. Just give me a moment. Yeah, so we have already, I'll just cut them out. We have already traversed H, we have already traversed A. Now, V and 5 elements from V. So 5 elements from V will be V, E, F, U, and N. Again, we'll check if they are duplicate. Sorry. Remember, we are checking if they are duplicate or not by using frequency array. As there is no duplicate element, we'll again move forward. Okay, we'll increase the count, and we'll move forward. So let's jump onto a string where we'll find a repeating element. So for example, this one. Okay, for example, we have FUNON. Okay, and we have creating the NU and the frequency array. So frequency will be 1, frequency will be 1. Now frequency of N will be 1, frequency of O will be 1, but frequency of this N will be 1 plus 1, which will be equals to 2. So as soon as the frequency of a array gets bigger than 1, frequency of an element gets bigger than 1, we'll just discard the whole case. We'll discard the whole case. For example, I'll tell you how we'll discard the whole case. We have this FUNON, okay, and we are traversing and forward. So as soon as we find out that this thing is having frequency 2, what we'll do? We'll break out of the loop. And which loop I'm talking? I'll tell you. For example, you have this HAVEFUN, okay, and the I is currently pointing to 0. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, and 6. So if my I is equals to 0, the next loop which I'll be using, I'll be creating a kind of window, na? I'll be creating a window of 5 element, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll be creating a window for which my I will point on this element and my J will traverse towards the all elements, my J will traverse in forward by which it will basically calculate the frequency. Like you can imagine it in this bucket way, that on whatever string I am, I'm considering the next 4 element, and in those 4 element, my J will traverse and calculate the frequency, but my I will stay here. And once my J have traversed, and once it has found that there are no duplicate frequencies, my I will move. So after that it has found that frequency is check, and this is our substring, and it has also increased the count also. After that, what will happen? My this whole box of I this whole box, this will shift forward, and my I value will convert to 1, and now the new box will be this. Yep, ignore my salty drawing. So new box will be this. Again, the traversing will happen in terms of J, and now my I will be equals to 2, and my new box will be equals to this. So that's how we'll traverse, and here's the code. One more thing. We have been told that element should be non-repeating. Okay, element should be non-repeating. So what is the maximum length of substring which we can create? What will be the maximum length of substring which we can create without repeating elements? Just focus on the statement. What will be the maximum length of a substring? which we can create without repetition. Without repetition, no alphabet should be repeated. No alphabet should be. What is the answer? Answer will be 26 only, because A to Z, and we have already provided that. We have been already provided that all the characters consist of lower English letters only. So there will be 26 elements. So if if at any point k is greater than 26, which mean what they are asking a substring. They are asking, just get this very straight, that they are asking a substring in which there are no repeating element and which is greater than 26. So it is not practically possible using lower cases. Using lower cases, it is not practically possible to make a string of length more than 26. So once, as soon as we get this k is greater than 26, we'll just return 0, because that is not possible. Okay, this is my count, this is my size, this is my sorry, this is my outer I loop which I was talking about. This is my I loop. The whole boxes I'm considering now, that is my loop, and this for loop j, this is traversing for frequency of each array. Sorry, sorry, my bad. So the frequency, this frequency array, I've declared this frequency array which is zero for all, and I've marked a boolean variable also. Now what will happen? This j will traverse in my box. Just understand this. Just understand this. This is my box. Okay. I is here, and my j will traverse to the length of this box. So my j will be I plus 1 automatically, and this will be less than I plus k, because what will be the length of this box? The length will be I plus, my bad, the length will be I plus k. For example, if I is 0, the length will be 5. For example, if I is 10, the length will be 15. Not overall length, because I will be starting from 10. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3 till 4 it will go. And this is my second loop. J is equals to I. J will go less than 5, basically I plus k, which I have already explained you. This is j plus 1. Then I'll be checking the frequency. If the element frequency, basically I'm just adding the frequency. So if a character is repeated, I'm checking it here. If a character frequency is greater than 1, I'll break out of this for loop. I'll break out of this for loop, because I no longer need to check the other elements. I'll explain this. For example, we are in H, E, V, and E. No, we are in H, H, V, E, and A, and we have started from this J is equals to here. And once we have checked that the frequency of H is 2, we will not be checking these elements, because this is already repeated and this cannot be our substring. So we'll break out and we'll change the value of I. Our I will shift, basically our I will shift onto the next element. I've told you na, H, H, V, E, A. Once I've discovered that H is 2, I'll break out of this loop, and my I was on this. Now my I will be on this, and my new loop, my new box will be created. So that's how I'll traverse. And in the end, if this is inside, I just get this point straight, that this point is inside our I loop. So what I'm checking is that after completion of a single box, just consider this as a box. After completion of a single box, my value is true or not. If it's true in the whole box, which means there are no repeating element, then this is my string, and I'll just return the total count once my I loop is over. So thank you. See you in the next video.